morning, soul family. I'm loving this tripod. Check it out. I've got you guys looking out the window at something pretty, right? While I can get our cards ready. Let's see, is that probably better where I left it? All right. First, I'm going to show you what you can choose from today. You're going to choose from Ganesh, the obstacle remover. Solid. This is earth. You can choose from this. This was my maple syrup bottle, and I love the shape of it. And I always grow pothos in the water, right? When my plants get too long, when they start trailing, I snip them off and I stick it. I've got them everywhere, all around my house. It's my favorite plant. It grows with just water and light. So this is water, clearly. New growth in water, right? And then we've got the happy Buddha, who's holding on to a female lion on one side, which is me, right? I gotta be. On the other side, you see a zebra, which is two sides, the dark and the light together, happy. And then we've got the lion in the Serengeti. So let me see. I said that this was earth, but let me see. Who is it? Who's going to be? I'm going to say the lion is going to be earth. Grounded. No, hold on. Yes, that's what I heard. Yes. Okay. So fire, water, air, earth. Fire, water, air, earth. I don't know why Spirit just had me change that, but that's what it's going to be. Fire, water, air, earth. I'll figure it out while we go along. I want to talk to you guys about a few things. I was told yesterday, somebody wrote to me on my YouTube channel and said, I like listening to your little comments, but, you know, when you get things ready in the morning. And I love listening to how you get driven crazy by Liger. And I said, really? That's kind of cool to know, since I redid a reading yesterday. I didn't send my reading out because I felt like it was just too much, right? I was just kind of talking about things, and I thought, okay, you know what? That's too much. But, so I don't know. It's uploading. I don't know if it's going to be there. Who knows if I'll let it go out. We'll see. But thank you for the comments, though. I like that, and I appreciate you letting me know that. What I wanted to talk to you about was the song that just came on was Poker Face, right? And the words that stuck out to me were, let them take the bait before I pay you. And I know that that's probably not the exact wordage, but that's what Spirit showed me, because that's what's going on. I woke up this morning after interesting dreams. Someone was watching the things that I was doing in my dreams, and they were getting it wrong. They were seeing things, but they were getting it wrong. And they were reporting back to somebody else. I found that really intriguing. So there are people that have gifts, and it could have been they were reporting back to themselves, but they are reporting back falsities. I don't even know if that's a word, and I don't care at this moment. What I woke up this morning looking at, and I wrote several posts, so if you're not on my Facebook page, and you know what, if you're not on Facebook, good for you. Because it, you know, like my spiritual twin once said to me, he says, I hate social media. It's the downfall of our culture and mind-sucking. And I said, this is how Spirit uses me to get the message out. But it's true. We can get caught in it, and it can be very negative, and propaganda being spread, and blah, blah, blah. So this is what I wrote. I just spent 10 minutes going through the posts in my feed, most of which is spam, propaganda to incite anger at other countries, and this country as well. And then I quoted, and when you trust your television or Facebook, or what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to actually sit here and I'm going to edit this, or gossip, because there seems to be a lot of that. Hold on. Or gossip. Okay. So when you trust your television or Facebook and gossip, what you get is what you got. Because when they own the information, they can bend it all they want. Okay? I've been hiding every single post that I see about harvesting children's organs and religious pedophile rings and dogs being tortured and sexually molested and other bullshit negativity that comes across my feed. As soon begins the deleting and blocking again, which I've been doing nonstop. I'll pretty much have nothing left but my musical friends at this point. You can post ads asking for help by signing petitions without showing vile, horrific pictures and videos. I don't need to see that to understand the importance of doing so. I am an adult. I have a brain. I can figure it out. I sign every animal petition that comes across my page, as well as ones to help the environment. Every single one. Someone posted a video of an animal dying as they filmed it. There was no explanation, there was just the video. And somebody's like, why did you post this? Here's me saying, thanks for starting my morning off with tears pouring down my face. Soon I will just delete the people posting these things instantly. Next, I will remove myself from Facebook altogether. My twin wasn't far off when he said to me, I hate social media. It's mind-sucking and the downfall of our culture. Now for some positive news. So then I went on, and this is the picture that I posted with that feed. When being around people is too much. This is why empaths are seen as social introverts, because we pull ourselves away from negativity. We don't need to feed on that negativity. We take enough of other people's energy just in the surroundings around us. So then I posted, I'm going to show you what I posted. Hell, my friend Scott is making a container home, so I saw this container home on Instagram, and I like Instagram. Instagram just seems to me positive. There's nothing bullshit. It's not news, you know? So there's that one, and I thought he might like that. It's lots of lights. I love all the lights. I mean, lots of windows, so you can, and the rain. I would have skylights too. Here, maybe I should zoom in so you can see a little better. There. And then they showed me this one, and that was more, you know, obviously rustic looking, but it's too modern for me. I said, here's one more rustic as opposed to the more modern one. I prefer the wood sides myself, though I'd prefer something with more curves. I'm more into Hobbit style homes or something built from a silo. I like curves apparently. And then I've posted this before, and I've seen it millions of times, but I said this is a positive post. These workers, construction workers, they were doing their job, and they spotted this owl stuck in the fence, and they spent a long time getting him unfurled and getting him free, and they kept saying how beautiful, and look how it trusted them and how, you know, they're afraid. That is the kind of post I want to see, and I said thank you for sharing kindness and caring. And then my friend Lisa from Sturgeon Bay, I swear I feel I'm being pulled back there. Beautiful, thank you for sharing. 50 questions to ask your kids after school instead of how was your day? What made you smile today? Can you tell me examples of kindness you saw? What did you do that was creative? Who did you sit with at lunch? Was anyone in your class gone today? Tell me something you did today that you didn't know yesterday. Did you like your lunch? What was the hardest rule to follow today? If you could change one thing about your day, what would it be? What made your teacher smile? What made her frown? If you could switch seats with anyone in class, what would it be and why? What kind of person were you today? That. I said beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Lisa. I mean, that's what you want to see. And then there's this. Have you guys seen this one? Of this dog who's sitting there by himself in his chair, chewing on his bone, and then his own foot is coming and he's fighting himself. He's gonna attack and protect and fight his own foot. So I said, literally, this makes me laugh. I literally watched this in my dream last night. Someone getting upset, thinking they had watched the person they cared about with someone else, when in fact it was themselves the person was thinking of, dreaming of, and spending time with. Sometimes our gifts get mixed up with our human ego tendencies, and we remote view, dream, or are given messages and signs through others, songs, or whatever means Spirit maybe sends us messages, and we twist them all around and get upset over nothing based on reality. It's only our own fear, worry, or doubt. Sometimes it is others meddling where they shouldn't, as they in their own minds think they are helping us by sneakily spying and reporting back. And the evidence they bring to us is inaccurate. We really need to be more above board and honest in our dealings with ourselves. I mean, with others. Now, I didn't say that accidentally, because that should have been first. And I'm going to actually put that first. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I have done this. We really need to be more above and board and honest in our dealings with ourselves. As well as others. Because I am able to remote view. I have prophetic dreams. Please try to focus on the positive, and if it is pointed out clearly to us by Spirit, or we have gone to the source themselves, to find the truth, then yes, by all means, remove the toxic people and negative influences from our lives. Otherwise, please focus on the good in others and leave the meddling and gossip out. Now, the reason, hold on, there might be more. No, that's it. Okay, the reason I say that is because I do have prophetic dreams, and I am able to remote view in my dream time. And I've said this to my spiritual twin once before. I saw something. I was so upset. I thought I saw him with another girl. And he came to see me later, and we had a bit of a misunderstanding. He went away, and I think he was tapping in. He's a lot more tapped in than I give him credit for. And he went away, went to the bathroom, and he came back, and he was thinking, and he said, Sherry, and I said, what? And he said, it was you. And I said, what? He goes, the girl from the old school, my friend from the old school. It was you. And I didn't know what he was talking about at the time because I had sent him the dream, I guess, a couple days before, but he takes a little while to process, right? The point was, I saw something, and it was shown to me as a hooker. She was shown to me as a hooker in my dream. And I thought, wow, why am I, because maybe I felt that way. Maybe I felt with what happened between us and the way he treated me, because we got into a misunderstanding, that I was being treated that way. And so when I watched that dream, and you know what, the dream wasn't until quite a long time after. But in the meantime, my ego mind, my doubt, my fear, and you know what, projecting past relationships onto that situation made me see that person. What it was somebody drove up, these thugs drove up in a fast Shelby Mustang, and this hooker got out of the car. And I said, and they went into his place, and I said, wow, who's that? And somebody said, she's with, and named my twin. And I said, no, there's no way. So then I see myself sitting on the side of the road in sweatpants and a ponytail, right? So see, the girl that I saw walking in had big fake boobs, and she was real thin, and she was, you know, I guess what a guy would like, right? Or look at. And what I was actually seeing in reality was I was seeing myself as he saw me, and I was seeing myself as I saw me. I saw myself as this girl next door with a ponytail and sweatpants and just, you know, totally down to earth and casual, no makeup. And he saw this girl, this beautiful girl with big boobs, and see, my boobs aren't fake, but I looked at her and I saw something else. He was looking at me as a certain thing, and I was looking at it as something else. So I misunderstood the situation. So, but that's gone on, it's gone both ways. And I've watched, and the reason it's confusing for those of us who have gifts is because, as I said, we're not often shown the people that we're looking at by their names or their faces. We're shown them as other people so that we can understand who they are, what their characteristics are, what their personalities are like, right? So it can get confusing. I will tell you something else about the posts. They're paid to do that. Have you ever noticed somebody that is online every single night, very late at night, and they post all kinds of random weird shit? Most of it to do with propaganda. They're paid to do that. Do you know that? I've been approached and asked. And I wrote to somebody this morning, and so right now I'm deleting that person. And it doesn't matter to me if this person is a decent person. This is called catfishing. It's spam. And I am not interested. So I'm deleting you right now. And if this is the only way that you can make a living, I'm sorry. But they've approached me too. You can sit in the privacy of your own home on your computer, and you can be paid. All you have to do is post these ads. It's very simple. So the people on your page that want to, and they want to get as many people as they can, right? So they flatter you, they bring stuff to you, and it's so that they can get as many friends. Look at how many friends they have, you know, so that they can get as many friends as they can, so that they can share these ads and get paid. They'll research you. They'll figure things out about you, and then they'll talk to you like they know you, and or that they're, you know, the same kind of person or whatever. And it has nothing to do with you. So I'm just unfriending people right now. So hold on while I multitask. And if these people listen to this message, you'll understand why. I don't want to see that. I'm not interested in waking up in the morning and having my day ruined. I walked outside after I posted the things that I did, and I went to feed Liger and Lily, and I opened my sliding glass door because right now, before it gets too hot, I can have these shutters open, whoops, and the blinds open, It starts getting hot later in the day, so I have to shut them. So I open everything up so it's nice and bright. And as soon as I walked onto the patio, I heard kids laughing. Their parents were pulling them behind the boat in like probably in a donut or something, and they were laughing and having so much fun. And I thought, that's what I want to wake up to in the morning. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear something happy, something positive. My friends in Sturgeon Bay, I have to tell you, predominantly, the only posts that they share are music or animals or happy things. And so when people say to me, oh, the people in California, you know, when I was talking about going back to Wisconsin, oh, are you going to buy a Pendleton shirt so you can fit in there with all the Okies? Wow, you know what? I am so pulled. I guess I'm an Okie. I guess that's what I am. I guess I'm, you know, that's what I am, because that's what I like. So, what else? Okay, I've got our cards almost picked out here. We're going to use the Angel Tarot, and we're using it in reverse, all right? So some of the cards are going to be in reverse. Some of the cards are upright. It just depends on how they come out. I have shuffled the cards, and that's how they come. Then I'm going to use the Animal Tarot, but I'm not going to use it in reverse. I'm going to use it in the upright only. So if it does come in reverse, I will switch it. Okay, the next message. Beware of who is a friend and who is not a friend. Beware when Spirit says there's somebody in your environment that is not your friend and they're pretending to be. That's one way, I just showed you. But I've been shown as well, you know, when I've been in situations where I kept getting from Spirit, where you are is toxic, you know, and I'm thinking, really? Didn't feel that way. It took me a little while to figure it out. People have agendas. You could have a roommate or a landlord or a friend, somebody that you're with close, right, that is interested in you, or they're interested in your friend, and they will listen to you. I've had this happen to me, word for word. Use the words that I said to them about somebody that I cared about, that the person said to me, right? This person said this to me, and your word for word, and then they saved it, and then a couple weeks later, randomly, they just came out and said, have you ever lied? Have you ever said something to somebody because you wanted to get rid of them? And I'm like, no. No, I don't lie. I don't lie. And that's probably gets me more in trouble because I don't lie, but I would rather be slapped with the truth than hugged with a lie, right? So, I mean, I may sidestep it or fudge it, but I don't lie. No, why? I have. And he said, and then basically said the exact same word for word what I told that this person said to me, this person that meant so much to me, right, said these words to me. And they repeated those words verbatim and said, I didn't want that person around me, that's why I lied, that's why I said that, because I thought they were fat and they were old and they were ugly, and I'd only had sex with them the first time because I don't know why, but I would never do it again. Clearly I'm not speaking to them. This person had an agenda, and I didn't know that. I listened to what was said, and it ripped my gut, ripped my heart out, and I thought, oh my God, I can't believe it. Is that what this person really thought when they saw me? Is that what they felt? And the purpose is, and then yesterday we got the message. The last message that we got from everyone, remember, everybody got the same message? That you have become unbalanced mentally or emotionally because you have partially or fully believed in something someone said to you. What was said to you was malicious. That person felt they had something to gain. They felt that by littling you or by saying these words, they would either put you down or make you feel less about yourself or themselves better about themselves, or they would cause you to be angry at that person so that they could get what they wanted. They had something that they hoped to gain by doing so. And the truth of the matter is, that is not the truth. And I sat there listening to that, reading that message, because that message, I know that that message is for me. So I thought, I don't understand, what could that be? And then it hit me. It took me about an hour, and it hit me, and I was just shocked. I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Would that person actually go to that length? And I called my best friend, and I gotta tell you, I've called both of my best friends, I've tried to reach them and not gotten any response, and I start saying to myself, what does a best friend actually mean? A best friend stays in contact with you. Yes, we have to make sure that we make room for everyone else has lives and issues, and you have to be respectful of others' boundaries. But if you're not in contact with one another, I wouldn't say you're best friends. You're friends, but I wouldn't say you're best friends, you know? So I called and I didn't get a response, and I was offended at first, I gotta tell you. And I said, you know, out loud, I said, you know, I'm pretty tired of being shoved to the side and ignored when I ask for something simple. So I literally left a message and said, hey, I don't want to bother you. I know it's after work and you want to be with your husband, but I need to run something by you. I won't take long. I would appreciate you calling me back. And I said, I'm having a bit of an issue with my best friends, quote unquote, not responding. So then I got a response. No, I didn't. They recognized, okay, she's not, you know, she's got an issue here. But I said it that way, and I probably could have said it kinder, but it had happened just too many times. So I had to speak up and say it. Now, the truth of the matter is, this person works a full day, very, very busy. Gets home from work, has to have a shower, then make dinner for her husband and spend time with her husband, who wants her attention. That I completely understand, totally. And so I respect also their time. However, please give me a couple minutes if I ask for something, you know? At least text me and say, hey, this is going on, I can't. Don't ignore my calls. She didn't. She called and said, hey, I just got home, I just had a shower, just gonna jump out of the shower and I gotta make dinner. So that was great. So I ran it past her. And I said, I wanna tell you this scenario. Please tell me intuitively what you get. Now this is not a spiritual, you know, teacher or whatever. This is just somebody who's aware of life, you know? This is a friend of mine, and she has very good intuition. So, and she knows me, right? So I said, tell me what you think. I didn't have anybody else I could ask, you know? And she gave me 3 different responses. She goes, well, 1, they may have been trying to protect you, right? They know that you care about this person and they don't want you hurt anymore. 2, they may have had that situation happen in their life and kind of used it to their advantage a little bit because they're kind of hoping to go there. Or 3, they straight out, flat out lied because they wanted to gain something. And I said, well, and they said, has this person lied before? And I said, yes, they tell me they lie. And she says the same thing as I said. If someone's gonna lie to someone else, they're gonna lie to you. So you can't trust what comes out of their mouth. So here, my own dreams, my own insecurities, and then having said something to me by someone who is supposed to be a friend. First of all, what was said was really mean and cruel. And they know that I take messages from other people as signs from spirit. But come on, use your common sense. And I thought to myself, that person that spoke to me, the person that I met, the person that I told this one had said those things to me originally, is not that kind of a person. That person is kind. That person may have gone on with their life, but that person is a good person. I wouldn't have been drawn to that person originally if they weren't. They're a good person, and I've never known that person to lie. And if they have never lied to me before, why would they lie now? And if something, you know, I don't believe it was a lie. So, another message. There are ones, and I've been watching it, who will literally spy on other people so that they can report back. And they don't get it right. They don't understand it properly. And they have an agenda. So if you want to know something, ask the person. Don't spy on them. Don't use your gifts to spy on them. And don't ask other people to do things for you. I'm very upfront, open, and honest. I will tell you how I feel. I will tell you what I'm doing, and I will tell you if I'm interested or not interested. You don't have to spy on me. I'm not a liar. And don't come to me with bullshit because you want to go somewhere with me, because Spirit will show me that. And that will then end what was considered a friendship. All right. So with that, we're moving on. And I love this whoops. I was going to say I love this remote viewer. Isn't that funny? Now, why did I say that? I said I love this remote viewer, and what I was talking about was my tripod. So it's a man. A man would be a tripod. Think about it. They got 3 legs, right? I love this remote viewer. I do love that remote viewer. And it is what it is. And whoever doesn't like it will have to just deal with it, right? Okay. So at this point, however, people are wondering, and I know that because I've watched that too. Oh my God, one by one, she's blocking us left, right, and center. Well, think about things before you do them. And I won't be blocking you. All right, so I guess we're going backwards. We're going with the lion. And backwards is the truth. Okay, hold on, let me turn this down. I got to figure out how this thing works. I think that there's a way that I can maneuver this so that it will slide down. There we go. Yay! This is super cool. Sorry, you've got the little tripod leg in the way. Let's bring it up a little higher. There we go. Yay! So at 25 minutes, we go to the lion in the Serengeti. So I said go backwards. This is the past. Okay. I guess we'll start with this one. The Empress. Now, isn't that beautiful? The Empress is what we would all strive to be, or should strive to be. The Empress is the queen over all queens, right? This is a space that we want to reach spiritually. The Empress. She has gotten to a place of nobility. She stands in her integrity. She's honorable. She's knowledgeable. She's wise. She's connected to spirit. She's connected to the earth. She's trustworthy. She's creative. She's a good mother. The Empress also represents birth, new beginnings. This is the bunny rabbit, right? Fertility. The Empress speaks about that. So new beginnings, a child being born, a new project being born. The Empress in herself is just supreme. I would love to be looked at as an empress. I think of my grandmother as the Empress. So an Angora rabbit, beautiful, long-haired rabbit. So the rabbit, interesting, this is a message to me. Now, the Empress also could represent the feminine energy, right? In a high quality, which is loving, nurturing, mothering type of energy, which you can have as a man. So here's a long-haired Angora rabbit. Remember I said some bunny who loves me, some bunny who stutters loves me? I'm seeing my twin as this, my spiritual twin. And look at the heart around their neck. Now, I don't know, that's a female symbol, which is love, nurturing, mothering, and it's gold, which is of fine worth. They wear that around their neck. That is something they should be proud of. So the Empress, 3, the number 3 represents the Ascended Masters. It also represents coming full circle and completion. Whenever I see the Emperor, number 3, I always think of the Ascended Masters. It's the first thing that pops into mind because they work with me very closely. I love them very much. So you see wheat, which is harvest. You see the butterfly, which is transformation. You see water flowing freely, right? Which is pouring out goodness, abundance, truth. I feel as though, I want to get my magnifying glass because I can't quite see. Is that a dragonfly? Yes, there's a dragonfly sitting on the moss, which is telling you to hold on to your dreams. It also means skim over the illusion, past the illusion, right? They fly over their emotional waters with ease. Also, they are an insect of the air as well as of the water. So it talks about your emotions as well as your dreams and your spiritual intuition, right? And your spirituality all together. It's a beautiful place. It looks like Wisconsin to me. I love it. I keep talking about Wisconsin because I love it. I don't have negative thoughts back there. So right now, Spirit's telling you, they want you to hop into action. They want you to move forward. They want you to use your natural creativity. So what is it that you have naturally? What gifts do you have? That's what Spirit wants you to use. That's what's going to bring forth your prosperity and your success. When we work with what we have, our own natural tools, it's easy because we have it already. And when we work with things that we love, that we have a passion about, we're going to be good at it because we like it. We're always wanting to, you don't want to sit and do homework, but you will sit and do homework if you're studying Reiki. When I first started Reiki, I was like, ugh, I didn't want to do this. It was boring. I couldn't, it was just symbols and blah, 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 blah. But I have to tell you the God's honest truth. That was the truth. I felt that way all the way through it. It wasn't something I enjoyed doing. But once I got to the master level, yes, I do. However, shamanism and understanding the different messages from the animals, I voraciously dive into that because the animals were my best friends growing up. They're my best friends. I trust them implicitly without a shadow of a doubt. When an animal shows itself to me, that message is on. Right now, there is no question, there is no misunderstanding, there's no doubt. That is a message coming from Spirit, and I can take that message to heart. So, go after your passion. What are you passionate about? What do you love? Make your living doing that. Put your creativity towards that. Move towards it. because Spirit said this is with a rabbit leaping forward quickly, because look, the hair's blowing back, the necklace is blowing back. This one's moving quickly on a project of some sort. It's exciting. It's a new endeavor, whatever it is. This is a time of creativity for you. This is a time when you're going to take giant steps forward. And when rabbits decide to get moving, they go from standing completely still to being gone. Remember the weekly reading when I was at the beach? That rabbit that was sitting around me, you know, eating the grass, and then there was that big old dog that was stalking it, right? The big old dog that keeps stalking me. Ugh, Lord, like I don't know you're there. And that's what the rabbit said. Do you think I don't know you're there? Do you see my psychic antennae? I don't have to look at you to know that you're there. I feel your presence. So the rabbit waited until the dog got, you know, within 10 feet, and then the rabbit was gone like lightning. Like, really? So when the rabbit decides to move, the rabbit moves fast. So they go after their desires. They go after what they want. So maybe right now what's going on is maybe you've had a time of patience. You've had a time of maybe waiting, thinking, allowing things to percolate. But now it's time to go from being still to moving forward. What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Go. Leap, jump, sprint out of there, because now's the time. Both feet, jump in. Both feet. Fertility, abundance, prosperity, pregnancy, new life to anything. New life to your work that you're doing presently. You know, I felt really good. What came to me this morning is who these people are and why did these people follow me and why do they seem to know so much about. They study me so that they know what I want to see. Then they use my page. Or give her this, she'll share this. The more they get shares, the more they're paid. One by one, I'm blocking and deleting all these people. Bye, see ya. That feels good to me. That's a giant leap forward at cleansing my page, getting the toxic energy off my page, getting the strings attached to me from all of these people that are draining my energy away from me. That felt good. So for you, my girlfriend Erica's writing books. She may be getting an idea. She got her ideas in her dreams. She was literally shown what to write, what to do. There are people that are I have so many friends that are musicians. Steelbridge Songfest is coming up. People are going to start getting really creative with their music. Or maybe I missed it. Did I miss it? I think I did. So what's coming up next would be dark songs. So maybe you've got a creative streak that you're going to start bringing that out in your music. Maybe it's your spiritual career. You know, maybe it's like me. You're realizing, dang, I'm finding out why my energy is being dragged down. I tell you, because of an empath and because of my connection to animals, I get hurt very, very easily when I see hurt animals or horrible things being done to people, children, animals. And it keeps flooding my page. Well, what do you do about that, Sherry? Delete it. So every time I see it, I hide it. So the ads get less and less, right? And if I find that those people are doing nothing but posting that, they're gone. So it's like that in your life. If you find people coming to you that are bringing you nothing but negative, negative, negative. Like what I said yesterday, nobody wants to hang out with a little black rain cloud. I don't want to hear your drama, right? Bring something positive to the table. Stop focusing on the negative. So what has captured your heart in a positive way? Focus on that. Visiting this bunny is this dragonfly, right? So there's magic and miracles. This one is probably letting this one know what's going on. Hey, you know what? See past the illusion. Remember my twin said to me in my head the other night, I'm not who you think I am. See past the illusion. He was probably annoyed with me. Like, why are you listening to all this bullshit? You know who I am. This is ridiculous. You're right. You're right. So magic is present in your life right now, which is spiritual magic. So pull on to that. You can do anything that you're desiring to do. And whatever it is that you were trying to get to, the distance between you and that is quickly coming to a very short close, which means you're almost there. This is upright. Thank you, God. 10 of air. There's 10. The number 10. You're leaving a situation. 10 is the ending. The end of a difficult situation. You see these two leading that herd? They're leaving. They're like done with this. The dark and the light, all this, yeah. Mixing the dark with the light, which is what I got this morning. You're mixing the dark with my light. I don't want that. I'm leaving that bullshit. Embrace the change. Expect things to get better now. Recovering from an addiction. An addiction can be Facebook. Whatever the addiction is in your life. Somebody's moving away from it. Whatever the situation is in your life that's been toxic or hard for you, it's ending. Which every time there's an ending, there's a new beginning. Every new beginning's end starts a new beginning of another. So you might feel sad. You might feel a sense of relief. I feel relief. I'm like, thank you. Now, just stay away from me, catfishers. That's all they are, catfishers. I don't know them. They're not real. They study my page to try and figure out, what I talk about, and they try and worm their way in so that they can spread their propaganda. The world wants that. The world wants us afraid. The world wants us sad. The world wants us upset. And they want to sell. They want to sell bad news. They want to make things look worse than they are. Things in the world aren't as bad as the news portrays it. Go to different countries. It's not what you're shown. I've traveled all over the world. It's not what you see. People aren't that horrible to each other. Yes, there are pedophiles. Yes, there are people that poach animals. Yes, there are terrible things that happen, but not to the extent that the news publicize it. That sells papers. That sells radio stations, television stations. It buys your time and it keeps you from focusing on the light, which is what dark energy wants. So that's why I don't watch TV. That's why I don't read the newspaper. So why would I watch it on Facebook? So that's an addiction that's over. Right? This is a new day. This is about expecting your circumstances to improve. I certainly do. So for you, maybe you're leaving a situation in your career that just, you're good at it, but it's a really toxic environment. It's very negative. And frankly, you can be in a career where you're expected to do things. Your boss says that this is what you have to do, and it goes against your moral fiber. So you leave it. I was a hairstylist for many, many years. I had a huge clientele. I loved my boss. I loved the people I worked with at the time. When I came back from Sedona after being in Wisconsin and then in Sedona on my spiritual work for 3 years, I come back, I guess I was gone 2.5 years. I come back and I start working at the different places, but I'm not allowed to work at the shop that I was there before and talk about my spiritual work, because the person that owned the shop was very religious and felt that this was wrong. So I was being told, you can't speak about what your beliefs are. And I thought, really? Everyone else in the shop is able to talk about what they believe in and what they do, but I'm not? Oh, people are afraid of it. No, you're afraid of it. So what happens? Spirit says, get out of that, Sherry. One by one, they try and get me out of there. Finally, I figured it out. Stay away from that. It's not good for you. So you may have a really great career. I made a lot of money. I had a great clientele. I made a lot more money doing that than I do this. I really did. I had to downsize. I simplified a lot. But I'm in a place doing something that's positive. I spend all my time posting on Facebook positive things. I spend my free time helping people. I'm not paid for this, but it helps people, and Spirit will see that I'm taken care of. So don't be afraid to walk away from what is toxic, what's not in your highest good. You may need to simplify, yes, but it'll be better off in the end. Don't put limits either on what Spirit can bring to us, because a lot of the times we have a poverty mindset. We don't believe that we're going to be taken care of. And so Spirit allows us to feel that until we recognize, hey, I'm working for you. You work for me. I work for you, Spirit, and I know you work for me. So angels, you set me up. You figure this up. Figure out what I need. You know I need to be out in nature. You help me get that together. You know I'd like to be in a motorhome and travel. Figure it out for me. If you think something isn't better for me, maybe I'm going to be more stationary in a smaller place. That's cool. But you know I want to be in nature. You know I want to be around that kind of people. So you figure it out for me. And I trust that you will. And that's how we work with Spirit as a team. So for you, maybe it's time to quit your job, a long-term project. Maybe you've completed a project and it's over. And now it's time to move on to the next. Whatever it is, right now, the possibilities in front of you are endless. Don't put a limit on what Spirit can bring to you or what you can pull in. Also, it could be that you have had addiction issues, probably because you were hanging out with these people that you thought were your friends, and peer pressure causes us to do stupid shit. It has for me, right? So maybe you got addicted to something, and you needed to recover from that. But this is recovery from that addiction. Moving forward. And as I said, addiction can be anything. Sex, drugs, alcohol, food, gossip, Facebook. That was my addiction, and I didn't even know it. Love this card. That was for, who was that for? I don't even remember. but I loved it. Doesn't matter, I take all the messages anyway. All right, next at 39 minutes, we go to Happy Buddha, Laughing Buddha. Buddha that's got the lion on one hand and the zebra on the other. Embracing the dark and light. Recognizing you don't always have to roar, right? This is about courage. This is about love, compassion, forgiveness. They're friends. Happy Buddha's with both of them. And what's hanging from your shoulder? This was a gift from Alexa, my friend in Wisconsin. And I think it broke. Yeah, that's why. So I just hung it here because it's to me it was a ruby, and ruby was about love. Can you see it? So there's love. It's a broken chain. It was a broken chain. That was a broken connection that I had, but it was given in love, and I hold on to that. I hold on to the good memories, right? Okay, let me put this so it's more situated. All right. I'm careful. Okay, so this is in reverse, but we're not going to do this in reverse, not this one. So release. Peacock. Okay, well, we all look at the peacock, and it's the bird that most resembles the phoenix rising, and this is a white bird. This is purity and truth. Again, release. It's time to release the past and move on to something new. White is also the color that you for death. White flowers at a funeral, right? White flowers at a wedding. So one ending and then one new beginning. It's exactly what this is. The ending is the first step on the way to a happier future. You are releasing something. And if you're feeling sad or worried about it, the 1 and 3 together is 4. Angels. There are angels all around you. You are completely guided, protected, and loved. There is no reason for fear. The fear that you might be feeling. Don't worry. Spirit's with you. Hold on, I'm looking for something. I just dropped something. There we go. All right. So, whatever it is that we've had 2 things right now speaking about letting go and releasing. So here's the third. So, this is basically having the confidence to move on, because look at that peacock fanning their feathers. They're proud of themselves, right? This is a birth and a rebirth. It's rising up from the ashes, just like the phoenix. You've done it. You've gone through something very challenging, and here you are. You know, right when the vulture's at the door and they think you're out of time, you rise. So endings, yes, they can be hard. They can be sad. They can be difficult. They can be very exciting. They can be liberating. To me, I feel liberated right now from deleting those 2 people. I got to tell you. And what is the famous saying? God opens, closes one door and another opens immediately afterwards. The other thing is the universe or nature or spirit hates a vacuum. If you empty one hand, it's filled with something else. It will be filled. Nothing stays static. Everything moves forward. So Spirit is providing you the opportunity to move on. But not only move on, but to redo, renew, rejuvenate, rebirth yourself, your life. Bring something new in, something more positive, something more upbuilding and wonderful, more joyful in the end. And if the ending that you have had, that you've just gone through, is possibly something you didn't like what was going on my page, I didn't like that. That's a joyful ending. That's time for celebration. Maybe you've been at a job and you just hate it. You know what? This has been sucking the life out of me. And it's over. Good. Yes, I'm a little worried. You know, I'm a little worried right now. Well, don't be. Spirit says it's okay. We're going to help you out. So do feel happy that it ended. Do be happy that you walk away from it. Do be happy. Do be. That's a sign. Do be. So, as I said, endings always start off into a new beginning. So the phoenix is there telling you, let go and allow. Allow Spirit to be with you. Embrace the changes and know that it's only good for you, even if you can't see it right now. This is Happy Buddha. Happy Buddha's like, right on, let's do this. Now this is in reverse, and here we go. So what happened was an end of a partnership, because this is about new partnerships or contracts. So what you've just had is an end of a partnership. An end of a contract, an end of an agreement, an end of a marriage, an end of something. And Spirit is saying, be happy about it. Be happy about it. I think this would be 2 of Wands because of the fire. I think 2 of Wands. They're holding. Because they're not swords, so they're holding wands. So 2 of Wands, like I said, you can feel possibly worried, You need to start organizing things. You need to start prioritizing and figure out what it is that you want, where you want to go. Maybe you haven't thought enough at this time to get things moving. So start at the beginning. Figure out, again, like what we got from the very beginning, is what makes you happy, where's your joy. Focus on that. What drives you? What are your passions? Figure out, what can I do with those to move myself forward? Maybe you're worried. Here they're happy, they're stepping out, right? However, every time I looked at this card, I always saw a traitor. This one, this redhead, I saw this one as a traitor, always. Red represents to me jealousy and anger, hothead, but I see this guy as a traitor. Could be a female. This one's happy with his hand on their dragon. These two are devoted. This one, they were always separate to me. Every time I saw this card, I felt this. I always felt a split coming between when I saw this card. So what was going on before was that your growth was stunted. You were a big fish in a very small pond. You have way more. The universe has way more for you than what you were able to do where you were. So you may have overlooked something important. Maybe there's some details that you haven't looked at that maybe you could grab onto and use for your future. So take a look. You might have been blowing ahead and hit a roadblock because you didn't plan properly. Maybe you kept doing the same thing again and again, expecting a different result, and you just got blocked from my page. Who knows? Maybe you've lost your passion for this goal, whatever this was. I don't feel this anymore. This is a broken relationship, a broken contract, a broken friendship, I'm gonna let this go. I don't want to deal with this anymore. So right now, Spirit wants you to not lose your passion in life. Get your passion reignited with something that you love, and start again with something you feel inspired by. These go together so freaking well. Okay, at 46 minutes, we go to, I love this. I saw this in my dream last night too. I'm going to go back and read my dream because now that I'm talking, I'm probably watching a lot of my own self. Isn't that pretty? I just thought that this jar, I thought, this is too beautiful to throw away. Tall and slim. I thought at first, should I put sand in it, you know, and shells? And then I thought, no, I need more life in here. I like green. I like growth, right? So any opportunity I get, I do something like that. I think it's so beautiful. And it had the Raffi tied around its neck already. Isn't that pretty? I love that. That would be a really, you know what? That would be a really inexpensive but really pretty little gift to give someone. If you go to somebody's house for dinner or you stop by, that's a beautiful present. I would love that. And you could go even further and get a little bit of puff paint and do something on it. But you know what? Or like maybe put like a piece of gold, you know, pretty ribbon. You can find, like, I'll show you. I'm giving people ideas here. Hold on. I have ribbon for, oh, I don't have it here right now. I've got ribbon for wrapping up my sage wands. Oh, P.S. My website is www.theangelswhisper.com. My email address is sherrycolumbus@yahoo.com. SHERRICOLUMBUS@.com, yahoo.com. If you would like a private reading, long distance Reiki healing, a Queen of Wands ceremonial sage wand, if I could help you with a crystal cluster, I make them as well. Anything that I could do to help you, I would be honored. That is my path. As I said, all of this is done for free, so there's also a donate button on my page if you would like to donate, so that I can keep doing this, so that I can pay my bills too. I know that this information is very valuable, as is my time and my experience. All right, that just went in. But I do have ribbon that I tie when I wrap up my sage wands, and some of it's really pretty. That's got like almost like metal, gold with like really pretty. So you could put just like one strip down. I like it just simple. I like things very simple with just like the Raffi. Now you could wrap beads, you know, like a pretty necklace, a broken necklace like this. So if you have broken pieces of something, like this necklace, right? You're not wearing it, it's broken. But you could tie it around and have it hang. I'm going to. I like that. Hold on, let me do it. I have this tied in a knot. So you can repurpose things, right? And they're pretty. And it's live, it's living, it brings life into someone's house. It's positive energy, it's new growth, it symbolizes new growth in somebody's life. It's a beautiful idea. Thank you for showing it to me, Sherry. My mother was super creative like this, and you know what? I have never really been so much, and I keep saying that, but you know, I'm realizing more and more I am creative, and I like what I create, and it's fun. It's fun to do, it's pretty, it's simple. I like it a lot. And so here, there's a reminder of growth, new growth. It reminds me of Alexa. She's like my little sister. I feel like I need to say something to her. We had a little bit of a falling out. Things weren't going well, but you know, that doesn't make the person evil, right? So I think I'm going to actually call her today. And I'm going to show her what I did. So you could do something like that. Now this is even more special, because when I look at this, I think of Alexa. I see love. Isn't that pretty? All right, I think it's a good idea. So let me put my zebra back on, the Happy Buddha, and grab our cards. At 50 minutes and 51 seconds, oops, I'm not gonna turn it that way, hold on, it was this way. So this was this way and this was this way, all right. Well, we got this yesterday. How interesting, awakening. So this is looking at things from a different perspective, which is what I just did this morning, right? Spirit's asking us to do this. Huh, maybe we need to look at things in a different way, and things will start making sense. All these people that studied me and seem to know a lot about my life, well, all you have to do is listen to my readings, right? All you have to do is listen to me talk, and you know who I love and what I love, and you can do all kinds of things to manipulate circumstances, can't you? Makes sense, Sherry. They're catfishing you, right? So look at things from a different perspective. Also, look at things from a different perspective, like I did just say with Alexa, right? There was a boundary that was crossed. It wasn't good. We dealt with it. It was not happy. It was very stressful. It pretty much ended the friendship. It did. It was toxic for me, the environment that I was in. And so I dealt with it. It doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way for the rest of eternity. It just means that I had to stand my ground. I needed to speak my truth, and I separated myself. It doesn't mean that we are always going to remain separate from people when that happens. Hold on, this is coming undone. See? Something's coming undone. Now, sometimes things can come undone in a positive way, right? Like holding on to anger. How about you made your point, you stated your case, you kept your space, give this person another chance. Let them know you miss them, you love them, but your boundaries have been set, right? You're not going to put up with any of the other monkey business. Not my monkeys, not my war. Don't want that stuff. Want to keep it light and positive. If we can do that, let's do that. That's a different perspective. It's a different way of looking at things, and a positive way. So also, don't worry if your progress is halted temporarily. So if right now you're because this is like the Hanged Man, right? So the Hanged Man in tarot, I love that. I love that I don't know, it's just telling me things like that. The Hanged Man in tarot. I'm learning tarot as I go along, and I wanted to learn tarot. I wanted to take a course, but Spirit never likes me to take a course with other people. They want to teach me their own way. They've said that to me. I did my dream analysis and my Reiki course online. No, I didn't study with a master. I studied online, and I studied with the master of all masters, my father, and the angels. And I'm very good at it. So in this way as well, I'm learning tarot as I go along by experience. So this person's hanging upside down. This is the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is restriction, letting go, suspension. You're waiting, right? So you're waiting to see what's going on. Maybe you're hesitating. Maybe you are emotionally unavailable, or someone in your life is emotionally unavailable. Whatever it is, it's a suspended time period. You could be sacrificing something for the greater good. Say you have to, like for me, what was it, Friday last night? I don't even know the days of the week. I didn't go out last night. I'm very focused on getting my body into shape, re-sculpting my body. So I sacrificed going out somewhere with going into the gym last night. Or you sacrifice sleep, getting up in the morning to work out. Or right now, I sacrifice time making money to do this. This is for the greater good, right? That also is something that happens with the Hanged Man. You're suspending time in lieu of something else. So this is also a time period for thinking. The Hanged Man could be, this is time to take out and break old patterns and bad habits like I just did this morning, that was awesome. This is a freaking amazing morning for me. So the number 12, 1 and 2, 3, the Ascended Masters. 3, the product of rebirth. It's also the ruling planet Neptune, which is the planet of self-sacrifice and idealism. So maybe, are you sacrificing something for the greater good in your life? That may be occurring right now. Now, this did come in reverse, but I told you I was not going to do this particular deck. I wasn't going to read this deck in reverse. So I will tell you really quick that in reverse it means indecision. You're refusing to do something. You're emotionally unavailable, or you're just somebody's unavailable. So we are not doing it in reverse today. For this deck, we're focusing on the positive. So this is a new perspective. This is looking into the future far, because think about a giraffe. They've got that long neck, right? Look at their psychic antennae. They're also very unique, unusual creatures. There's nothing that looks like them on this planet. It doesn't make them weird or freaky. It makes them fantastic, unique, and awesome, and magical, which could be you. So it's about sticking with your uniqueness and not thinking that there's something wrong with it. Everybody has their own way. Every reader has a different way of reading for people, right? Of sending spirit's messages out. I do as well. It makes me unique. Certain people listen to me because they like this. Other people don't want to listen to this. Other people just want to hear the tarot cards. Tarot is supposed to be used for guidance. It is. But it's generally looked upon for predictions, which in all reality we really can't do, since we all have free will. So this is another message that Spirit wants me to bring out right now at this moment. That don't get all bent out of shape if you listen to a tarot card reader saying something in your sign or the sign of someone you love, that this is going to happen. Because it could happen if things keep going in that energy, because in reality, all they're doing is reading the energy right now, which is what I'm doing, right? Everyone has free will, and they could listen to something, they could listen to that reading and think, whoa, I don't want to do that. I better look and see what's going on in my life. I need to change my mind. I got to do something different. I got to tell you, Gemini as my rising sign, I change I turn on a dime. Like on a dime. I'll be going in one direction and I will immediately be in a different direction 20 seconds later. That's my choice. We all have choice. Free will. So don't get hung up on a prediction, time frame, or that this is going to happen, ahead of time. People get mad at me when they call. Well, are we going to get married? I don't know. Are you? You haven't even talked to him yet. What if you guys get into a fight when he comes over here and tries to settle things? Maybe your back gets up and you push it back another 3 months. How can I tell you you're going to get married? I don't know what you're going to do. Well, what good are you as a tarot card reader? I'm not a tarot card reader. I'm a spiritual teacher. Read my words, right? Read my ad. I'm telling you, I'm a spiritual teacher. Guidance. This is about guidance. We get choice. So right now, if you've got a pause in action, that's okay. That means that right now you've got time to think about something. You may have an epiphany come forward. Sometimes there's a pause in action because Spirit says, wait, that's not the right place for you to go right now. We're not saying at all. We're saying right now. Because right now your mindset isn't right. Or right now where you were going, it wasn't right. But after you figure this thing out, then all of a sudden, like me going to Wisconsin, no. And all of a sudden, bam, you're going to Wisconsin. Well, what changed? Something changed. Either my attitude or something that I learned or something there. Check it out. And there's our little sweet bug, our little hummingbird saying, you will accomplish what might seem impossible to yourself as well as others. So this pause is very temporary. Don't worry about it. You're going to get going very soon. So, like I said, things can change like lightning. 5 of fire. All right, here we got something going on here. So the temporary pause may be because of this. You've got competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. There's issues. 5 big changes of fire, passion, right? So passion at this place, maybe there's passionate energy at this point. Passion arising from different viewpoints. Maybe somebody's passionate about something and you disagree. Or maybe there's anger. Maybe there's hotheads. 5 of wands, I would think this would be, right? Because swords would be spears. So this would be wands. So 5 of Wands, 5 is always, the number 5 is always there's a significant change happening in your life. It's always for the better. Good idea to call upon Spirit to help with these changes, considering there seems to be conflict with others right now. So there's strife, there's tension, there's competition. Absolutely, in my life there is. I've got people meddling and manipulating things because there's competition. And the competition could be stiff. Now, the issue with this is the competition between you and someone you love? Is there ego getting involved? Where you both want to be right and nobody wants to give? Is that what's going on? Sometimes people like to fight just to fight. Sometimes people just like to stir the shit. You know, that's a real shit disturber. They like to stir the pot. I don't want that energy around me. So are you in an environment such as this? Because here you are trying to stand here, and these ones are shooting off all over the place. People are shooting off at the mouth. People have different directions they want to go. You also, it could be that you're in a group setting, right? You all work together in this project, and you're thinking this, and they're thinking this. Well, is there a way that you can listen to everyone's point of view and maybe get the best? Because sometimes this guy has a good idea, and this guy has a good idea, and everybody has a different way of looking at it, and you can find something really cool about that. So maybe you're being challenged to look at another person's point of view. Or maybe right now, there's no discussion happening because no one's listening. Everybody's fighting. Everybody wants, you know, their own thing. If you can't turn constructive criticism into something positive or constructive information into something positive, and there's conflict, then walk away. It could be people are ganging up on somebody. Right? Like yesterday, that person said that those malicious words because they incorrectly felt like they had something to gain by either putting you down or by blocking you or making you lose interest in a dream that you had or walk away from it because either they wanted you or they wanted that person. That's happening all the time. So you stand firm in what you believe, listen to outside perspective, go to Spirit for help, and then if there are things that are coming, if there's competition and conflict and people are telling you things, go to the source. Stay away from gossip. Be enthusiastic about your approach to change. This is passion. 5 is change. So be enthusiastic, but don't be bullheaded. Don't be pig-headed. Don't be ego-centered. Remember, don't forget and let your head be bigger than your shoulders. Everybody has ideas. Everybody's got information. Maybe there's things that you just really have a problem with. Like maybe there's an issue of like, ugh, okay, politics. I don't like to talk about politics. I don't like certain things, but I don't want to get politically involved, so I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to deal with a political discussion. There are certain things that are not up to discussion for me. Like if you say something to me about, like there's a lot of Wiccan people that believe in spells. I do not. I will argue to the day I'm dead. I will not ever agree with that. Spirit does not align with any binding spells of any kind, whether you're wanting to help or not. Ever, ever, ever. So I'm not going to get into a debate with you. I will remove myself. I will not debate. I will not debate with hunters. I'm sorry. I realize that you're trying to get your food, but I don't want to hear it, I don't want to see it, and I don't want to be a part of it. I'm a vegetarian. The animals are my friends. Don't expect me to allow hunting pictures on my page. Anyone that hunts and is planning on putting up pictures of hunting their animals and holding those beautiful deer heads and moose heads and smiling faces, holding a dead animal in your hands, if you're planning on doing that and you know, you're listening to me now, please, for my benefit, delete me. I don't want to see it. I will never listen to that. My uncle was a hunter. He wasn't a bad person. He hunted like the Indians. He used every part of the animal. He was very kind about it. But I'm sorry. It's not my thing. My Papa Terry's a hunter. I love him very much. He shows me his video cam that he has set up watching the deer. And every time he says, I can't get this buck. And every time I stand there, and I told Mama Sherry, I stand and I talk to that deer energetically that I'm watching through the video finder. It comes back all the time, and I said, don't come back here. Don't come back here. This is a trap. They want to kill you. Don't come back. And the next time I go there, Papa Terry says, he never came back there. Good. I sent that energy out, and believe me, I will do that. I told Mama Sherry, and she laughed. So, 5 of Wands, it could make you, 5 of Fire, it could maybe spur you on to make you stand up for what you believe in. It could shoot you in a positive direction. You could get information from other people that could help you. But if it's competition and it's nasty and it's negative, remove yourself from it. There's no reason for that. Some people like competition. Some people, even couples. There are couples that will fight with each other so that they can make up. They like that kind of fighting in the relationship. Somebody said that to me yesterday. I don't like that. I don't want to fight with you. I don't get off on fighting with you. But some people do. So if that's the kind of relationship you're looking for, keep moving, right? It's new. That's annoying to me. Now, it could be that you're caught in the middle of everyone else. Oh, God. These are the people. These are my people. I keep thinking about that song. I'm just here with my friends. You know, I'll be over here in the kitchen standing next to the girl who's gossiping about all of her friends behind their backs, and with the guy who's throwing up in the garbage can because he can't hold his liquor. God, I wish I was home with my real friends talking about saving the world or things that are important. I'm just here with my friends. No, you're not with your friends. You're with people. I don't know why you're with those people, because they're not your friends. They're associates that are toxic, and they're causing you to go off your path. They're making you unhappy. And what did you do at the end of the song? Tell my buddies I'll be out in the car waiting. Okay, clearly there's a difference of opinion here. You're not hanging with the same people. You could be, like, make up with someone and say, okay, we're not enemies anymore, but I know the situation. I know what's going on. I'm cautious around this. I'm not going to choose to align with this, right? Think. Use your head, Spirit says. At 1 hour, 5 minutes and 55 seconds, we go to Ganesh. Isn't that interesting? 555. Big changes happening right now. Big changes. Good idea to call upon Spirit for help with these changes. Whoa. You got 2 cards. I didn't know that. Interesting. What? It fell on top. Hold on a second. It fell on top. There's no way I could have 2 of these cards. Yeah, it fell on top. But it's emphasizing it again. Try and look at things from a new perspective. The Chariot. Right on. The number 7. You're on the right path and it will exceed your expectations. I've said before when I look at this, and I'm going to say it every single time, the Chariot, it talks about fast forward movement. It talks about travel. It talks about... it's also a certain sign. I think it's a sign of Cancer, but I don't do that. I say it belongs to everyone. There's a gold disc here on front. There's a butterfly, so it's transformation. The wheels are moving. The wagon wheel's moving forward. To me, I see Spirit moving forward, and I do see this as Spirit moving it forward because the horses that should be pulling this chariot are in the chariot. So Spirit is pulling something forward. I feel like this is almost like the wheel to me instead of the chariot. It's kind of both. In this particular card, I'm not seeing so much of the chariot as I see the wheel. And the wheel could be world travel. It could be travel over the water. It is called the Chariot, so it is fast forward movement. It is movement forward of yourself. It could be spiritually. It could be, as I said, you're traveling. You could be moving. Could be moving up in your business. But it's talking about balance. You're successful. You can successfully balance various or opposing energies through determination and focus. You've earned the rewards and recognition you're receiving. So right now, the Chariot is kind of like Spirit is pulling you forward and honoring you. You've stood in your integrity. You've stood in your truth. You've done your work. You've done a good job. And we're honoring you, basically. You're honoring you. I still, with these wagon wheels, you know, pulling this chariot with the horses in. The horse speaks about forward movement. The horse speaks about assistance. So it's basically also showing me that you're not doing anything alone. Spirit's there to assist you, as are partners that are aligned with you, so soul family. And I do want to bring in the Wheel of Fortune because that's what I'm seeing. You're not pulling a chariot. Spirit is pulling you. And when the wheel moves forward, that is Spirit involved. Spirit is pushing the situation forward. It's kind of like karma or destiny, a turning point, right? That I see both of these in this particular, the way this artist describes this card. That's what I'm seeing here. So, recognition, things that were slow are now moving quickly. Spirit is on your side. Things are on your side. This is good fortune. You're being assisted. You're not having to do this alone. If you've had any competition or problems, you're not to be discouraged by that because you're moving out of that. Things are getting better. You can improve your situation. Spirit doesn't want you to be discouraged. It's all natural. Everybody has challenges. Everybody has ups and downs, right? So look for ways that you can conquer whatever it is that's causing the problem, the conflict in your life. Also, there are outside circumstances controlling things because this is not you in control. This wheel moves forward when Spirit controls it. So Spirit may cause something to happen. You're not doing what you should do, and Spirit will cause a falling tower. Sometimes a falling tower is really good. Sometimes it's, you know, a happy thing that happens. Sometimes we're not doing what we're supposed to do, and Spirit has to step in to help us because they realize we've been trying, right? So this is about going with the flow. Things are out of your control at this time. You can't control this. This could be love. You can't control love. Some people try and stop it, but it's like a wildfire burning out of control. Go with it. Some things you don't want to control. Spirit wants you to be optimistic about this. I like this. This is awesome. It's interesting that they chose to show the chariot with the horses in the chariot instead of pulling the chariot like it normally is. It's funny because it's victory, but it's like victory is yours because you've done the work. You're not like riding to the victory. You've done the work. You're being carried now. So it's almost like you can relax. You've earned a reputation. You've earned the right for something. You've earned what you've worked for. You've earned the blessings, right? It's definitely about being triumphant. And the Arabian horses that they're used here, they're graceful, they're beautiful. It's about being in the spotlight since they're white. They're noticeable. You're noticeable. People are noticing your actions, your work, your attitude, who you are. You're noticed at this time. You're being carried forward by Spirit. This is a very positive card. You've got a beautiful light. A beautiful light, and you're being seen that way. The Arabians, if you see them walking and prancing, they know they're beautiful. They know that they are. They have very delicate features. They're very spicy too. Very, very feisty. They have strength as well, and they're very intelligent. All of these you have. All of these. So Spirit is saying, if you don't see that in yourself, you need to, because that's how we see you. That's amazing. Life experience. So you've had a significant life event. A powerful revelation that's going to lead to change. It's time to spread your wings. Whatever it is that's happening or is about to happen in this tower. Interesting, this looks like the tower as well. Tower moment, it's going to be a big deal. 1 and 6 is 7. Again, both cards, 7. You're on the right path and it's going to exceed your expectations. So something is going to happen in your life and it's going to be a big deal. It might be a new revelation about something that you weren't aware of, an epiphany that suddenly hits you, like me this morning. That was a big deal. It's definitely not about standing still, right? Especially paired up with this. There's no procrastinating here. Spirit says it's time. Move, move, move. Right now you recognize that the situation that you're in can't be ignored. No, you're not going to put up with it. You've taken action just like I have, or you should be. It's a freedom. This is like freedom fighters. Yay, freedom fighters. And you know what? If you are freedom fighters, the ones that I just blocked off my page, well, you go do your work, but I don't want to hear all your negative bullshit, right? Propaganda. Sorry. It's not, maybe you're misguided. Maybe you are. I don't want it. So right now, Spirit wants you to be incited to move forward in a positive way again, following your intuition, following your passion, following your heart. This is suddenly seeing the truth. This is liberation. This is like, woohoo! It's also about time running out. That chariot's leaving, and those horses are in it. Spirit is taking this person or this situation out of your life. If you want to be a part of that, you better hop on because it's going quick. That's what it means. So at 1 hour and 13 minutes, we are at a wrap, and I love this reading. Love you guys. I'll post it soon.